Bins overflowing with rotting food, dirty streets and rubbish dumped everywhere across Glasgow. So it's little wonder that the rat population has spiralled out of control in the city. One city councillor is calling for more to be done to tackle the problem.
And here we are standing here in a city that's full of rats and full of rubbish.
Yeah, the SNP has to get to grips with it. I mean, we're going to be welcoming world leaders, Joe Biden, people like that are going to be in the city. We can't have the city looking the way it is. I have no doubt the council will get it cleared up though, because Joe Biden seems to have a higher priority than the people of Glasgow. We have to live with this as we have done for the past few years, because the SNP, they'll clean it up for the Queen and for Joe Biden flying in, but then the city will fall back into the same state because the SNP just don't have the leadership to try and get the city through this crisis.
It is difficult, isn't it? You talked there about the people of Glasgow and surrounding area that have to live with this on a daily basis, and you look every other day or every other month in the papers, and there always seems to be videos popping up of rats in various locations across the city.
Yeah, exactly. It's utterly horrendous, and the big thing that's really annoying me right now is the council have got all these brand new announcements that they're coming out with for how we're going to clean up the city, but that's all because the COP's coming. It's to try and make the city look good for world leaders. It's not to make the city look good for taxpayers who stay here in Glasgow, who are paying their council tax, who expect services, and they're just not getting it.
You always come across a rat at some point within your working career, especially within cleansing, but not to the extent that we're seeing now. We done a wee survey kind of thing for a guy from New York, pest control in New York. He says that because of the pandemic right through the world, we're looking for obviously food, but what happens to rats at that point is they become more aggressive. If you don't actually deal with it, they become more aggressive towards you, and that's what we've seen. Unfortunately, we've had members being scratched and attacked, and unfortunately hospitalised.
Many people have reported rats across Glasgow, including Pollock Park, Glenavon Road and the West End. They've also been frequently spotted in Alexandra Park, including next to a children's playground.
Well, no one from Glasgow City Council was available for interview. However, they have released this statement. It says, "We have a pest control team and provide a free service for residents, which has continued to operate throughout the pandemic. We are aware of rats within Alexandra Park and have pest control measures in place."
But it's not just rats that are the problem. Another contributing factor to the dirty streets is fly tipping. This site off the M8 has been used as a dumping ground and is one of many across the city.
Fly tipping hotspots right across the city, unfortunately. Even more so because the council introduced a £35 bulk charge. Now, the city was never ready for that. People are struggling, families are struggling, people have lost their jobs. You get £35 to feed your kid or £35 to pay a bulk charge. Unfortunately, people are going to desperate measures, and they were fly tipping. And hotspots like that were popping up right across the city. That would become an environmental catastrophe. A deep clean programme only targeted some bits of the city where the delegates, world leaders and volunteers are going to be. What about the rest of the city? It shouldn't take a climate conference to come to Glasgow for the city to be clean. Cleansing is a statutory service. Right through the UK, when people leave the cleansing, they're replaced right away because people take pride in how their city actually looks. For some strange reason, Glasgow doesn't do that. It takes months, sometimes even years, to replace a cleansing worker. But sticking plaster is the only word I'm going to use here, because as soon as the delegates leave in 2 weeks after the conference is finished, Glasgow will go back to making cuts and the city will go back to where it was, a sad state of disrepair.
It's not long until the COP26 global conference is held here, with the eyes of the world focused on Glasgow. But will hosting such a global event make any difference to the state of the city?
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.